Hello and welcome to Galaxy News. My name is Nenwar Gimasaka. I'll begin with the headlines. President Bola Tinubu congratulates John Mahama on his swearing-in as Ghana's president. The Senate Committee on Appropriation proposes January 31st as the target date for the National Assembly to submit and pass the 2025 budget. On the foreign scene, rescue workers are searching for survivors after a major earthquake kills dozens of people and damaged more than 1,000 buildings in Tibet. Details of these and more will come to you shortly. Do stay with us. And now the news in full. President Bola Tinubu has congratulated John Mahama on his swearing-in as Ghana's president, saying Nigeria will support the West African country. Mahama was inaugurated on Tuesday in Accra, marking his return to office years after 7 years when he served as Ghana's president. Tinubu, who was among world leaders at the event, noted his friendship between him and Mahama, pledging Nigeria's backing for Ghana. President Tinubu, who was a special guest to the inauguration, said he shared a deep friendship with John Mahama, a reason he's around to work with him. Mahama, who was president of Ghana between 2012 and early 2017, stormed back to power after he defeated Mahamudu Bawumia of the then-ruling New Patriotic Party (NPP). He pulled over 50% of the vote cast to coast home to victory, a landmark Tinubu shows reflects the deepening root of democracy in Africa. The president said Mahama's return to power lays to bear the question of whether Ghana and Africa are capable of democratic and productive endeavors. According to him, Ghana has answered that question resoundingly. The Senate Committee on Appropriations has proposed January 31st as a target date for the National Assembly to submit and potentially pass the 49.7 trillion naira 2025 budget. The committee declared that it will suspend the plenary for 2 weeks upon resumption on the 14th of January 2025 to allow all agencies of government to defend their estimates before the National Assembly. It also fixed the Thursday to hold open day on the budget consideration, which would bear input from various stakeholders and civil society organizations. The chairman of the Senate Committee on Appropriation, Senator Adiola Olamilekan, stated this during a meeting with chairmen of all standing committees in the Senate to discuss the procedures for budget consideration. Acknowledging the short time frame, Olamilekan assured that the Senate would work diligently to meet the January 31st deadline, striving to ensure the budget meets the aspirations of the Nigerian people. The People's Democratic Party has strongly condemned and completely disassociates itself from the act of violence and attack on members of the press and institution of the media by one of its staff, Emmanuel Okoronkwo. This is coming after the said staff assaulted a correspondent of a local daily, Ndubuisi Orji, at the party secretariat on Monday in Abuja. National Publicity Secretary of the party, who gave the indication while addressing journalists on Tuesday, stated that the party is committed to the rule of law and the democratic tenets of freedom of the press, transparency and openness, which is critical to the activities of the party and the sustenance of democracy in Nigeria. He noted that PDP is reputed for its uncompromising stand in support and defense of the constitutional freedom of the press and cannot by any means of or under any guise whatsoever engage in or condone any act that tends to abridge such legitimate freedom of the media or any person for that matter.
The PDP, as a party committed to the rule of law and the democratic tenets of freedom of the press, transparency, and openness, strongly condemns and completely dissociate itself from such act of violence and attack on members of the press and the institution of the media, which is critical to the activities of our party and the sustenance of democracy in our country. Mr. Emmanuel Okoronkwo is not in the security department of the party and has no business whatsoever regarding the regulation of movements into the complex.
He said the party's NWC regrets the incident and assured of its unalloyed respect for the press, particularly members of the PDP press corps, as a continuous partners in progress for accountability, probity and sustenance of democracy in Nigeria. Nigeria is at moderate risk of the human metapneumovirus, HMPV, a common respiratory virus that can infect people of all ages. A dynamic risk assessment conducted on Monday, January 6, 2025, has revealed the virus currently circulating in China and other affected regions of the world can cause illnesses ranging from mild cough-like symptoms to severe respiratory infections, particularly in young children, older adults and individuals with weakened immune systems. The risk assessment carried out by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention (NCDC) in collaboration with international partners, including the World Health Organization (WHO), the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and the UK Health Security Agency, is a comprehensive evaluation that will serve as a crucial guide for Nigeria's preparedness, efforts and development of effective response strategies to mitigate the potential impact of HMPV in the country. The Director General of the NCDC, Dr. Jide Idris, who disclosed the development in a statement, and public health advisory also declared a false report of the WHO declaring HMPV a public health emergency of international concern, stating that such report should be disregarded. An Oyo State High Court, Ring Road, Ibadan, has fixed Monday, January 13, 2025, to deliver its ruling on the bail application filed by Naomi Shilekonlwa, Alhaji Oriyomi Hamzat, and Abdullahi Fasasi. Galaxy News correspondent Shegun Falomo reports that the applications for bail were heard of Oyo State High Court 8 Ring Road, Ibadan today before Justice K.B. Olawoyin, who presided over the proceeding. The state team, led by the Attorney General and Commissioner of Justice Abiodun Aikomo, said action taken against the suspect was lawful as it established under the law that they have committed a punishable offense, thus praying the court to deny the suspect of their request. In their separate argument, all the counsels to the suspect told the court why their client should be allowed to enjoy their freedom, noting that there are no sufficient evidence before the court to warrant their confining to prison custody. Justice Olawoyin, after listening to the submissions and arguments of the counsels at the point of law, adjourned the ruling on the bail application till Monday, 13th 2025 January. Meanwhile, the suspects are currently being remanded at the Nigerian Correctional Center, Agodi, and were absent at today's court sitting.
Filed their summons for bail before the court, and we opposed all the 3 applications. So arguments were taken. You can see we're just coming out of the court since 9, and rulings have been reserved till 13th of January.
So the court has not said anything. We have just argued. So we are not expected to either tell the press or the public this is for, this is against. We have argued. The matter has been adjourned to 13th. No, for bail application.
Argue that for us, holding charge is unknown to law. They were arraigned for charges which we felt that the magistrate court has no jurisdiction to take. And in view of the fact that it has no jurisdiction, if they were to be remanded, they must be remanded pursuant to a proper application made to the court, either by the person having the authority having custody of Oriyomi or by the state.
A summons for bail on behalf of the principal Fasasi Abdullahi Babatunde. So the ministry reacted to it, and we equally filed an answer to their rejoinder. So we argued the application today, and the ruling is adjourned.
You're still on to Galaxy News. We'll quickly take a break, and when we return, the news continues. Just stay with us. We're glad to have you back. Now, for more updates and latest news, please visit our website www.galaxytvonline.com. Connect with us on our X handle with Galaxy TV. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/GalaxyTV News. You can follow and interact with us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/GalaxyTV. Remember to follow and tag us on our Instagram page at Galaxy TV. Our social media platforms are user-friendly and can always accommodate a live update and comment, as you can easily scan our IG QR code. Chairman and Chief Executive of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency and the NDLEA, Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, has said that the steady operational successes have been recorded by the anti-narcotic body in its drug supply and demand reduction efforts will continue to justify the support and assistance it is getting from the United States government, other partners and stakeholders. Marwa said that these are the commissioning of Central Exhibit Office donated by the U.S. government to NDLEA at the agency's headquarters annexed in Ikoyi, Lagos on Tuesday, 7th January 2025. The facility was handed over to the NDLEA boss by the U.S. Consulate General, Ms. Jo Ellen George, supported by other senior U.S. officials, while commending the United States government as a reliable ally in Nigeria's renewed effort to combat drug-related crimes. Marwa said the continued collaboration with the U.S. has been infinite, bolstered and enhanced NDLEA's operational capabilities, while calling for continuous support and more collaboration from the U.S. government and other partners. Marwa said the challenges of illicit drugs are dynamic and multifaceted, and as such requires continuous partnership and innovation. A 54-year-old mother of two has been paraded by the United States Police Command for child trafficking alongside 24 other suspected criminals for different offenses. The new Commissioner of Police in the state, Lanre Ogunlowo, paraded the suspects at the state police headquarters in Abeokuta, the state capital, promised the reinvigoration of the security architecture of the state for better security of life and property.
On 3/12/2024, Tango Taiwo of Oluke area of Ijoko, Ogun State, kidnapped Koforola Akande Mercy. That is the case we had on 23rd when a woman, POS operator, had her daughter taken away from her where she was doing her business. He took the girl to a Paja roundabout of Lagos State and sold her to Patience Chikeze for 650,000 naira. He was arrested at his hideout where the corpse of a woman was found. That is in his room. When the police got there, they met the corpse.
Giving her own side of the story, the suspect, Patience Chikeze, 54, mother of two, and an alleged daycare operator, confessed to the crime but begged for forgiveness.
It is the owners that are selling to them. I know that they are stealing children, so I bought and I sold to the people that need it. So the third one was the one that caused the problem, And when the police apprehended me, I took them where the third one is. And after that, we went to retrieve the two.
The police, however, admonished residents to be more security conscious, called for useful and timely information about criminal activity, just as he assured residents of effective policing through community engagement.
Of this incident, you will see murder, cultism, murder, human trafficking. We want to appeal to our people in Ogun State to be conscious of who they associate with, who they relate with, who come to their domain and things like that.
Senator representing Kaduna Central Senatorial District, Senator Lawal Adamu Usman, has replied Kaduna Elders Forum over its demands for its recall from the National Assembly for alleged non-performance. Senator Usman, popularly called Senator La, rebuffed the Kaduna Elders Forum for threatening him with another recall threat a few months after it first did, while hiding under the veil of a different group. The lawmaker, in a statement on Tuesday titled Kaduna Elders Forum's Infertile Outburst, Empty Barrel Making Most Noise, dismissed the outburst of the CAF as a ranting of a group of that should not be taken seriously. It to be recalled that the senator had earlier alleged an attempted assassination on him, which was followed by a threat by the Elders Forum to recall him from the Senate. The coalition of northern groups, CNG Gombe State Chapter, in collaboration with civil society organizations and critical stakeholders, have called for the reversal of the tax bill currently before the National Assembly. Rising from a town hall meeting on the proposed tax bills, the forum admitted that the bills have faced opposition from various stakeholders, including the National Economic Council, the Northern Governors Forum, and many more. According to a statement issued and signed by Comrade Mohammed Usman, Voice for Rural Women, for Women Groups, and Comrade Lawal Idris Lawante, AG Chairman TSOs, the forum argued that the reforms could lead to increased tax burdens on businesses and individuals, hindering economic growth and development. It added that opposition to the tax reform bills has led to calls for broader consultations and consensus building among stakeholders. Participants unequivocally rejected the proposed tax reform bills and related policies that threaten to deepen economic hardship, marginalized regions, and undermine national unity, as they emphasized the need for equitable, inclusive, and people-centered reforms that prioritize sustainable development and the well-being of all Nigerians. The Borno Executive Council has approved the renaming of Borno State University to Kashim Ibrahim University, Maiduguri, in honor of Kashim Ibrahim, the first governor of northern Nigeria. The decision was taken during the first council meeting of 2025, chaired by Governor Babangana Zulum in Maiduguri. Speaking to newsmen on the development, the Commissioner for Information and Internal Security, Professor Usman Tar, said that the renaming will take effect after the necessary legislative amendments and notifications to regulatory authorities. He said that the council approved a comprehensive program for street naming and house numbering in Maiduguri town and other urban areas as part of the state's urban renewal effort. Tara explained that the initiative would involve collaboration with stakeholders, including traditional rulers and federal agencies such as the Nigeria, for their commitment and outline plans to intensify recovery effort and implement impactful projects in 2025. President Bola Tinubu has approved $20,000 for in medical treatment, bulletproof SUVs and cooks, among other beneficiaries. The Medical and Dental Consultants Association of Nigeria and the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors faltered.